Admirable, sire, but my messenger is like the stag you refer to, for he has posted 220 leagues in scarcely 3 days. Which is undergoing great fatigue and anxiety, my dear Duke, when we have a telegraph which transmits messages in 3 or 4 hours, and that without getting the least out of breath. Ah, sire, but you recompense but badly this poor young man, who has come so far, and with so much ardor, to give your majesty useful information. If only for the sake of Monsieur de Salvieux, who recommends him to me, I entreat your majesty to receive him graciously. Monsieur de Salvieux, my brother's chamberlain? Yes, sire. He is at Marseille, and writes me thence. Does he speak to you of this conspiracy? No, but strongly recommends Monsieur de Villefort, and begs me to present him to your majesty. Monsieur de Villefort, cried the king. Is the messenger's name Monsieur de Villefort? Yes, sire. And he comes from Marseille, in person. Why did you not mention his name at once? Replied the king, betraying some uneasiness. Sire, I thought his name was unknown to your majesty. No, Blacas. He is a man of strong and elevated understanding, ambitious, too, and pardieu, you know his father's name. His father? Yes, Noirtier. Noirtier, the Girondin? Noirtier, the senator? He himself. And your majesty has employed the son of such a man? Dun dun dun. I feel like every so often an episode requires that. The king just sudden shift in attitude here, knowing that Villefort is coming to speak to him. Clearly, the king has some reverence for Villefort, and is suddenly taking the idea that this information might not be so faulty as he once thought before he dismissed it out of hand. And it seems like he is taking this information seriously because he knows the Bonapartist connection that Villefort has through his father, Noirtier. And apparently Noirtier, as they call him, is Girondin. Let's do a little bit of history there, some context for you. The Girondin is a faction. They were revolutionaries who supported the French Republic, but were vastly against the monarch. The Girondins were revolutionaries who supported the French Republic, but then they were later ousted and executed by the Jacobins. I guess you see the rabbit holes, or do kids call them icebergs now, that we can go into in explaining the entire French Revolution. Basically, you have the left, you have the right. And Villefort's father, Noirtier, the Girondins, they're on the left. And essentially what you just need to know is they're deeply, deeply at odds with the restored monarchy that King Louis represents here. So he's suddenly taking this very seriously. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but there's another part here that Blacas mentions, saying Noirtier the Girondin, Noirtier the senator. Now, senators weren't exactly as we know them today in America. They weren't elected, but they were appointed, right? So what this meant was that Noirtier was appointed a senator by Napoleon, or some subsidiary under Napoleon. But basically, Emperor Napoleon had appointed Noirtier a senator, and that meant that he was high ranks, high elevation in the Bonapartist rule. Therefore, he poses a major risk in terms of organizing a safety net or a channel for Napoleon to re-enter France and make his move to get back into power a reality. So this is a real threat all of a sudden to the king. He recognizes that, and he's like, okay, I got to hear this Villefort out. I know all about his background. I know all about his dad. Let's see where this goes. And just like the king wants to see where it goes, so do I. So why don't we continue here tomorrow on more of the Countdown of Monte Cristo. I will see you then. Okay, bye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.